Hey gamers, Maniac here with GameAccess.net. This is Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, patching itself in the background right behind me. The patch 2.0 has come out in North America, and it adds in the trophy support, but it also adds in an important feature in the game that people have been wanting since the game came out, and that is the option for a full installation. Now, I know a lot of people have complained about the installations and things like that as the game came out, because as there's 5 acts in the game, under normal circumstances before the patch came out, you would have to sit through a 5 to 10 minute installation at the end of each individual act. With this new patch, you won't have to do this. You won't have to do, but you will just simply do a full installation. Now, my question is, given how long it took for some of the other for some of the installations to happen, how long is this going to take for a full installation? I'm just as curious as anybody, I guess. So I decided, since you guys I'm sure want to know, I sure want to know. What do you say we time this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the timer as soon as the event happens, and I'm going to time it with this timer program. Now, I want you guys to know this. If you have, let's say, for example, you changed out your hard drive or something along those lines with, let's say, some type of solid state drive or something along those lines, thinking that that would make the installation go faster, it won't. It absolutely won't. In fact, actually, there was a site that tried clocking it not too long ago, actually a couple years ago when the game came out, and they changed out their PlayStation 3 with a solid state drive to see if the time would change, and it didn't. They didn't seem to realize that game installation was not dependent upon the variable of the hard drive speed, but by the speed of the Blu-ray disc drive itself. Now, we will be testing this on a PlayStation 3 Slim, so that might have something to do with the timing. Your mileage on a FAT may vary. In fact, actually, if you're really interested, I'll do this timing on a FAT and see if there is any difference there. You just post a comment if you prefer me to do that as well. But this is a Slim that we're going to be testing it on. Now, this patch is almost finished downloading. I'm going to start the timer as soon as the video, as soon as the installation is offered. And stay tuned. We'll see how this goes. Okay, gamers, what do you say we install this thing and see how it looks, shall we? I'm going to go down to the new installation option. By the way, if you already had a previous installation, or if you've already previously used this game, it will notify you at launch that it has deleted all of the content it stored for Metal Gear Online, because that service has been shut down. Now, a little thing I want to mention here is that there are some install settings here. Now, you will need to install something in order to get the game to be playing. By default, the game will choose individual act installation as opposed to cumulative installation. By default, normally, that's how it did before. It would install each act. There are 5 acts in the game, and it would install each act as it went on. If you haven't played the game before, I recommend switching that over to do cumulative installation, which what this does is it doesn't delete the old content. So as you play each act, you'll still have an installation screen, but if you ever replay those acts, you won't get another installation screen. Whether you load a save game from a different act, or if you choose to replay the game or something, you won't have to install those old versions again. So I only recommend that for a first playthrough. If you haven't done a first playthrough, if you don't want any installations at all, then what we're going to do is we're going to do a full installation. And that option is right here. Now, I intentionally decided to do a full installation at a different... Sorry about that. I decided to do a full installation at a different time. And so we're going to do this again. And all my content has been cleared out of this game, so just to make sure about that. We're also going to be keeping time with this little handy device as the installation progresses. As soon as I load that up. Sorry, I thought I had it loaded up. Okay, so this will be progressing as this progresses. So we're going to say yes to the full installation. I'm going to start the clock as soon as the installation starts, which will be as soon as I hit X at this point. So I'm going to sync this up as quickly as best I can. I might be over by a few milliseconds, but please forgive me if I am. 3, 2, 1, go. And it's starting. Solid is smoking. We got the clock going. As you can see, the installation screen is pretty much identical to as it always has been. You know, I really do think that it was a good idea that they made the installation screens the way they did, because I really like the installation screens. I liked when PC games used to actually do installation screens and things like that. Now, the funny thing I'm going to remember here is apparently I must have had some previous installation data in this game, because the timer on a full installation, if you haven't had anything, was different. When I previously tried this, it only took 7 minutes for the installation. Now, a few things to say while this is going on. I want to make sure that you guys know that this is a slim, and because of that, the disk drive on the Blu-ray disc may be faster than the fat. I'm not totally certain about that, but if somebody wants to comment and say I should test it on a fat as well and see if there's any difference in the installation, feel free to. Like I said, if you have some previous installation data in the game, it might take less time. I intentionally deleted all the content that I had in the drive before trying this installation. So this is it from pretty much a completely erased installation. So also a few other comments. Depending upon if you have some type of faster hard drive in there, or let's say a solid state drive or something along those lines, you're not going to notice any faster installations, because an installation is not just based upon the speed of the hard drive, but also the speed of the optical media, in this case the disk drive. And by that, of course, I mean the Blu-ray disc drive. So if you've got a hard drive of some sort, some cutting-edge hard drive, which is perfectly usable inside a PlayStation 3, as long as you format it properly, you're not going to notice any faster speeds. You may notice a difference between the fat and the slim, but I haven't tested the fat on this yet, so I just don't know. Solid Snake is a bad role model for people. He really is. For those of you who wanted to see any of my other Metal Gear Solid videos, or Metal Gear Solid related videos, I have done a Metal Gear Solid Memories podcast, which you can find on the YouTube channel or on my website. If you want to hear what my experiences is with the Metal Gear Solid series and the Metal Gear Solid games, you're more than welcome to check that out. You're also welcome to check out some of my my other game unboxings. I've done an unboxing for, of course, the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection Collector's Edition, which was a really awesome Collector's Edition that came out a couple months ago, where I took that and I compared it to some of the other Metal Gear games I had in my collection and things like that. So, yep, it's still going. According to this, that 3 minutes 15 seconds have passed. 6 minutes are remaining. So the timer down there does seem to be functioning. It's also said that, for example, you know, it was 3 minutes ago when it said 9 minutes. So it does seem like there that the timer is working. Now, if this is true, that it only took about 9 minutes to install all this data content, I don't know. It just seems like that's a bit unnecessary for, you know, having to do 5 installations for each individual act, or possibly even 6 installations for each individual act, if a full installation of the game only takes about 9 minutes. Now, the patch itself was 514 megabytes or so. So maybe there might have been some game content in there to slow down, you know, or at the very least that at least it would have some game content that it could use without the need of a full installation. You're still going to need to install something to the game, of course, in order just to be able to play it. But like I said, if you're a new player, I certainly recommend just switching to the cumulative install when you start playing the game, obviously, for replays with trophies. If you're just replaying the game like I am, either just for trophy hunting or something along those lines, just do a full installation. But I don't know, for some odd reason it just feels to me like the installations were a part of the game. So at least for first time players, or of course obviously for people who don't have the hard drive space, just do a cumulative just do a cumulative installation, because you want to see these screens. I mean, they are just awesome, and some of these statements that they have on the game are actually pretty funny. So, by the way, in case you're curious when I'm going to stop this, I'm going to stop this at the very end of the installation. You're going to have to, it's going to tell you to push the start button, and I will stop the timer when that comes up, because that means that the installation has completed. So we're going to wait for that little chime to say that the installation has completed before I stop the timer. For those of you who are in fact having a smoke break while this video is going on, I certainly recommend making sure to dispose of your ash in proper receptacles. Now, for those of you who may be having later re-releases of the game, they may actually be patched, but I think that was only in Japan. I don't think re-released versions with the patch have been included in the United States just yet. Sorry, the screen fades after a while. It'd be better if I pulled back. And I know I'm covering up Solid Snake's face and stuff like that, but really, he's just smoking, so there's really not too much to see there. And plus, I honestly think that the text here is actually the funniest parts. And obviously, you do want to see the installation bars and stuff like that. So I figured cover up the screen, cover up Snake's part of the screen, because he's just having a smoke. And by the way, smoking is bad for you. So. We're at 6.5 minutes. It says on the installation thing that we have 3 minutes to go. So, just wanted to keep you guys posted on that. It does look like 2 minutes to go. It does look like the timer down there is quite accurate. Trust me, I can tell you there's plenty of in progress installers and patchers and stuff like that that never give the proper times or proper actual progress. In fact, I just recently did a Windows 7 upgrade. It never listed a time or anything like that, but a Windows 7 upgrade from a copy of Windows 7 Vista took quite a while, and there were a few spots where it didn't get stuck, but it would take some spots to get fast. That some spots the percentage would go up faster, and some spots the percentage would go up slower because it would be doing different things. But honestly, I think that if you want a proper installer, all the installation points should be at the same. Take the same duration, so you do have a pretty good idea or a better idea of how long this is actually going. But with the different hardware revisions and stuff like that and all the differences in PCs, that just may not be possible, but it looks like it is certainly possible here. It says right here we have a minute. We've only elapsed 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Like I said, this is a full installation with no game data in there. If you have some game data in there already, like for example, if you had previously played this game and didn't delete the old content, you probably will. This will probably take less time, but for the purposes of this video, I wanted to make sure that all game content was deleted. At 94%, we're at 8 minutes 10 seconds elapsed. It says on the thing we're at 1 minute to remain. We're at 97% now. Almost done. Like I said, I honestly think that probably most users would have been fine with this, because when you take into account like how much installation time it would be between acts, and if you're loading previous save games, or if you're like me, was trying to play through the game and get things like the stealth camo and stuff like that. Or the trying to do perfect playthroughs to get like the stealth camo or the infinite ammo bandana. Oh, that's it. Not even 9 minutes. So if you guys want to see how long this takes on a fat, post a comment. This is how long it certainly takes on a slim. And this was a full installation. So until next time, guys, this is Maniac, over and out.